All right. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining me today. This is Jay Moore, your healthy accountant, and this is the Enlightenment series here on Facebook Live. And guys, today we're talking about how life is a game. It's a game. It's a game. It's a game. So every morning, I jump out of bed, and after I've gotten myself together, I get my clothes on, and I jump out to start my morning run. And I'm gonna tell you, what's interesting about this run every day is that I don't want to do it. That's what's interesting. As much as I want to get to the finish line, as much as I want to have good health, and as much as I want my body to be in great shape, I don't really want to do it. And this morning I think I was tossing and turning, staying in bed a little bit longer, just kind of thinking and just thinking about the day, and just thinking about what I'm in store for. And then when I got outside and started running, it was almost like time stopped. It was like, my mind was clear. Everything was great, even though, the run is, it's strenuous, because, I'm pushing myself. I'm pushing myself to a finish line. And, the finish line is 2 miles, but the real finish line is, man, I want to turn back the clock 20 years. I want to turn back the clock so that I can enjoy the benefits of when I was in my 20s. Run 2 miles in 12 minutes. Yes, I used to be able to do that. And so I'm sitting here like, man, if I can turn back the clock. And as I'm sitting here thinking about what to talk about this morning, and, something just kept coming to me: a game. Everything's a game. It's a game. It's a game. And it's absolutely true that life is a game. It's kind of like, it's like playing checkers, chess, basketball, football, anything you imagine. That's what life is. Life is a series of moves. It's kind of like today, what's my move? How are the moves that I make today gonna help me tomorrow and beyond? Or how are the moves that I'm going to make today going to hurt me? I can just remember when I lived in a state of making moves that were hurting me, and I didn't know it. Like, if you knew you were hurting yourself, if you knew you were taking money out of your pocket, if you knew you were taking time from your life, would you keep doing it? Most of us would say no. But a lot of times, I'm gonna tell you what I find is that a lot of us, we want to keep doing this stuff. It's weird. It's weird because it's like the human condition is one that says, oh, you want to seek comfort, you want to seek security, you want to keep doing mainly the same things. But I challenge you today. I want to challenge you to look at your game. Play the game, look at it and say, okay, what moves am I making today? If I was creating my game from scratch, and I wanted my game to, to have all these benefits, just think about a game like Monopoly. Man, Monopoly is a great game, because when you play Monopoly, basically you're saying that I'm playing the game of money to have, to have wealth, to have property, to have money in the bank. That's what Monopoly is teaching us. But a lot of times we play Monopoly and left it on the table. We didn't play Monopoly and then bring it into life, where I've got hotels. Think about that. When you got the hotels on your property, and when people got to come past, they got to stay at your hotel. Man, that's life. It's a game. See, this game that we're playing is big, man. This game that we're playing, I'm talking about, we can create a reality, all because we can change. And I'm gonna tell you, that's one of my themes in the enlightened life: change. When you are when you can see where you are, and this is important, when you can see where you are, and then you can say, okay, that's not what I want, and this is what I want on this side. When you, and then be able to design where you want to go. Like, that's the first step to creating this life where you can start playing this game, man. Because this game is all about, it's all about what's going to happen in the long run. Think about it. If if you're a Christian, or if you're someone that's a faith believer, or someone that knows that, hey man, the world's gonna get to an end at some point. So we know that if that is the end game, if that's the end game, then I gotta first design my life based on the end game. So if the end game is being the best that I can be for humanity, I'm saying, helping people, loving my enemies, giving my enemies things that will make them say, man, there's no way I can have hatred for this man. Helping people to the point where they can now go out and empower others. See, that's the first game. That's the first game that we want to enlist ourselves in. And then once you get a hold and understand, okay, if that's my end game, okay, then here's the challenge that most of you and me have. How do I design my life? How do I earn my living? And and how do I do everything else, keeping that in the forefront? And that's where it gets tough, because think about it. If you work every day, you got a job, you have given your time to someone else. You've given, maybe 8 hours every day to someone else. You've given 10, 12. I mean, you have people work 14, 15 hours a day for their companies. Even, people like me. I work for myself, I have my own business, so I spend time. But I'm going to tell you what's been the best part for me. Here's what's been the best part for me in business. I've been able to take the end game, and I've inserted it into the whole game. So I'm always in the game. I'm never out of the game. It's nothing like, oh, I'm going to church this week. Well, I feel like I've been doing things like that all week. I'm not just dormant. I mean, I love church because I can go and see friends, and we can basically come together and fellowship for a few hours. That's great. But let's not just wait to one day. We should be living that game every single day. See, and I'm calling it a game because religion and faith, a lot of times, it gets lost. It gets lost in the everyday hustle and bustle, and what I have to do and provide for my family. And I'm gonna tell you, providing your family for your family is very important. I know how important it is. I've got a family. I've got to provide for them. And, I've seen hard times as well. So how do I stay not worrying? This is a key word, worry. See, in the game, you don't worry. Think about it. If you're playing Monopoly, you're not worrying. When I'm running, I'm not worrying. When I'm, doing my push-ups and exercising, I'm not worrying about what's going to happen. But for some reason, we worry when it's time to think about earning a living. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to call myself out because I've had this problem where it's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still one of those things where you got to pull the strings from, um, well, okay, I said it like this yesterday. There should be no strings attached. You should have no strings attached to how something is going to end. Just think about anything that you do that is really easy. And here's what's easy. When you wake up in the morning and you jump in the shower, that's really easy. You're not worried about how you're going to wash yourself. When you start walking, if you don't, I'm obviously, if you don't have any problems walking, you're not thinking about, well, I'm having challenges. I know I can walk. Brushing your teeth, getting dressed, getting in the car, driving, eating. These are things that you're not worried about whether or not you can do them or not. So we have to put the same mindset on money and success at something. A lot of times people quit because they forget or they don't know it's a game, man. It's a game. It's like, okay, if it's a game, how do you play the game? I was reading in 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth. The law number, I think, is 13. It's the law of modeling. The law of modeling says that you should find someone that's doing it. And they don't have to be like at the top of the food chain. Like, if I want to learn how to invest, I can't go to Warren Buffett because Warren Buffett is too far up the food chain. You got to find people maybe at least 1 to 2 steps in front of you. They don't have to be really far in front. They really don't. They just have to be able to share something with you so that you can get to the next step. And by getting to that next step, maybe they continue to move. You can keep them as a mentor. And that's pretty much what the law of modeling says. You want to model the behavior of people that's already doing it or that's already done it. That's the game. That's the game. And, for me, I'm going to tell you, like, I look for spiritual modelers because I want to see, okay, is this person really living it? It's nothing like a pastor that has, fallen to sin. Look, and at the end of the day, it's cool if you fall to sin. I don't have a problem with, hearing about when a pastor messes up. Here's why. Because he's a man. And as a man and knowing how a man is, hey man, I get it. At the end of the day, you just need to get more solid in your spiritual life with God. But it's nothing like when you hear those stories, oh, the pastor was cheating on his wife. The pastor's relationships is not good. The pastor is this, the pastor is this. I'm saying to myself, man, the pastor is the person that is inspiring the flock. Now, at the end of the day, I just can't look to the pastor. I'm not just going to look to the pastor. I'm going to look to the source, Jesus Christ. I'm going to look to him, and I'm going to find people that are like the verse in Proverbs. Where is it at? Proverbs, it's a text where it says, Proverbs 27 and verse 17. It says, as steel sharpens steel, so people who learn from each other sharpen their thoughts. So when you're around the right people, when you're around the right teachings, when you're around the right coaches and mentors and friends and family, you're going to get better in this game. But imagine you're not around the right people and those people aren't getting better and they're not doing the things that you want to do. How's that going to affect you? Man, it's going to kick you out of the game. Your game is going to be all over the place. You're going to be trying to figure out, man, I don't have any hotels on my land. Man, I don't have any money in the bank. I don't have any houses on Park Place. Man, I don't have any passive income. Man, all I'm doing is working every single day. It's a game. But here's the thing. This text is important. Proverbs 27 and 17. As steel sharpens steel, so people who learn from each other sharpen their thoughts. It's a game, right? But if you're not getting sharpened by other people because they're getting sharp, man, your game. What's going to happen in there? What's going to be your collection of accomplishments, at the end of your game? See, I think I talked about the thief. I talked about something a couple of weeks ago. And we don't know when our time is up. I was talking about the thief in the night. We talk about that as the coming of Jesus Christ, but the thief in the night is death too, because you don't know when it's coming. You don't know when your judgment day will come and go, and then it's time for you to go. And when that time comes and your game is going to be over, I'm going to challenge you today. Look at your chips. Look at your board. Let's see what's on it. Think of it just like Monopoly. What do I have in the bank? What do I how much property do I have? How much passive income do I have? When people come stay at my place, am I earning anything? And what in the cash flow game that Robert Kiyosaki created from Monopoly, he brought in things like businesses and investments and passive income and rentals, and man, it's a game. But here's the thing, Proverbs 27:17 says it, as steel sharpens steel, so people who learn from each other sharpen their thoughts. So I want to challenge you today that if your thoughts are not being sharpened, if you're not around people that's playing the game the way that the game should be played, come back and see me tomorrow. Come back here, see me tomorrow. We will continue to talk about things that will help you to get sharp. I will also challenge you, go find books. Go find books that interest you. I'm not just going to tell you the books that I read, but I'm going to tell you, if you want to learn anything about leadership and personal development, and and living that life, the life that could help you in this game, go find John Maxwell. John Maxwell's got probably over 100 books written, and all of his books, unbelievable. This one that I'm finishing today, the 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth, I've been reading for the last couple of weeks. 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth, there's 260 pages in it. There's 15 laws, there's exercises, there's things that you can learn in this book today. As soon as you start reading it, you're going to be like, wow, I didn't know that. Go get that book. Start with that one. And then put yourself on a personal development plan where you read, where you go find a mentor or coach, where you attend conferences and seminars, and you watch videos of individuals, hey, like me maybe, and others that will not just inspire you, but give you enough information that will help you to get curious, because it's a game. And because it's a game, that means it can be won. But the good part is, everybody can win the game. There's enough to go around. So go get your piece. Get your chips. Get your place on the table. Get your place at the board. And let's play the game. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. I'm Jay Moore, your health accountant. Look, if you need a coach or a mentor because you're looking to grow your life, your business, anything about those areas, book a call with me today. Leave me a message here, or you can send me an inbox. I'd love to speak to you, find out where you are, and also find out what you want. Look, what we want to do is build a bridge that can help you to go to the place that you really want to go to so that you can play this game. I look forward to hearing from you. God bless you. Take care.